forms or mimetic ideas are more likely to be diffused than others. Factors that affect the likelihood that ideas will be diffused include whether they're small or large units, whether it's technology or not, and whether they add or directly impact individual success in some way. A traditional farmer in Senegal is more likely to be convinced of advantages of using bulldozers over a shovel for moving dirt than they are of substituting Shintoism for traditional forms of ancestor worship. This illustrates two of these aspects. The first being that smaller units are more likely to diffuse, and technology that one can obviously see is beneficial or less costly, or both, is more likely also to be diffused. Reinterpretation can cause culture change. These are changes in form and function of an idea. Take, for example, pizza. It's hotly debated among several cultures as to who and when pizza was actually invented. In the picture you see up at the top, there's a Nutella pizza. Next to that, in Connecticut, a white clam pizza. And then you've got an M&M pizza, a pizza wrapped up, pizza in a pop machine. And then on the right, you have a pizza you can order in Japan. It's called the American-style pizza. Other things that affect culture change, though, include selectivity, because diffusion of ideas is selective. The speed of adoption can be directly affected by the function of betterness and usefulness of different mimetic ideas. In this example, Grecian formula is unlikely to spread to many cultures in Africa. In this example, Grecian 5 formula, which helps get the gray out, is unlikely to spread to Africa, and this is because there's a general trend among many African cultures that having gray hair elevates your social status. This is contrasted to the United States, where a lot of people want to look younger in order to gain social status, and so they eagerly seek out, purchase, buy, and implement different ways of coloring their hair so that they don't show any gray. But in Africa, in a lot of cultures, they would not want to use this because that would actually hurt their social status. So you can see that diffusion is selective. Other things that can affect diffusion as well include intensity of contact between different societies, degree of cultural integration, and the similarity between donor and recipient cultures, and also pressure by individuals to increase diffusion, increase the spread of ideas. Acculturation is a specific form of cultural diffusion in which the subordinate culture is adopting many of the cultural traits of the more powerful one. It's forced borrowing, though some others argue for freedom of choice. It doesn't need to be disruptive, though it definitely can be very disruptive, and has been so in countless examples throughout time. Because there are these power differentials, though, sometimes outsiders judge the diffusion of ideas from majority groups to minority groups in very negative ways, even if those within those circumstances argue for freedom of choice, even when some in the minority group are arguing that it was freedom of choice and they wanted these new cultural ideas. I saw this among Chimani people sometimes, where they were eager to learn about and try to adopt different cultural ideas among Bolivians in the frontier towns around them. These instigated culture change, and sometimes outsiders would look at this in a judgmental way without taking into account Chimani perspective, which is that, well, we should be able to have freedom of choice, and if we would like to use a metal pot to cook our food because it's easier and faster and better for us, then we should be able to trade for this item and do that. We'll come back in a moment and talk about resistance to change. Have a great day.